I don't know. I just feel like it really makes you feel like a goddess.
Like the boost of confidence.
It is. And imagine like for real, like you go to work every day and all you hear is how beautiful you are, how smart you are, how gorgeous you are, how much people cannot wait to, and then you go to the regular world where people are just like, move. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, shut up, dummy. Like I'm saying, the strip club is one of those places, it's a fantasy land. Yeah. So it's like, you do have this delusional sexy where you're like, oh, I'm hotter than everybody, but it's necessary in order to find yourself sometimes.
Hey, Honesties. Welcome back to another episode of Honesty Though Podcast with your host, Zena, where I keep it real, I keep it raw, I keep it risky. It's Friday. Happy Friday. And today I have two special guests with me. My first guest is Sativah.
Hi.
She will not get you high, I promise. And my second guest is Redd.
Hi.
And you cannot color with her. Look at me. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having
us. Thank you so much for having us.
No one told y'all I was low-key a comedian, huh?
No, we didn't know, but
unexpected. But I love it.
But I love you.
We're comedians ourselves, to be honest.
Oh, so we're gonna have y'all laughing. This is gonna be a good episode.
We're all gonna be giggling the whole time.
We really are.
I like a giggle. Well, we're gonna giggle into my Fast Five, where I ask y'all 5 questions of this or that. You give your response, and I might keep it pushing or I might investigate. All right, and I got 2 of y'all. So honestly, though, whoever answers first, okay? Just, don't fight over my questions. They're good. They're good. Okay. My first one. Would you rather cook at home or eat out?
Eat out.
100%.
Damn, y'all don't cook? Y'all said that fast.
I can cook. I just don't really like to. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm like one of those people that like, I wait until the last minute to eat. And then so like by the time I'm really hungry, I just want to eat something right now. Like, I don't want to like have to even think about like putting something on the stove, waiting for it. Like,
you just wait too long.
I want to eat it right now. So like, I'm like a snacker. Like Doritos.
No.
Doritos.
Absolutely not.
Lay's, classic Lay's.
With what?
Like maybe a little dip.
That's not food.
Like spinach dip. I like cheesy spinach dip.
Honestly, she doesn't.
I really just like appetizers.
Yeah.
Like a little like popcorn shrimp.
And you full? That fills you?
Oh, yes. Little popcorn shrimp, little french fry, truffle fry.
A truffle fry.
This is a kid's meal. You gotta come to the adult menu, baby.
I know. One day, full meals they don't appease me. Like rice.
Listen, I love to eat. It may not show, but I love to eat.
It may not show, but I need to eat.
But variety. Like I want like 16 apps. Like I'm one of those people, I'm not even gonna lie. Like we go to the restaurant, I'm just like, what are we getting? Like we are gonna share everything.
My girlfriend tells me to stay out of the kitchen. So. I just kind of have to eat what I have to. What I get.
What you're fed.
I eat what I get.
You got?
I eat what I get.
Damn, I'm so picky.
If I hang out with Sativah, it's a French fry. one truffle fry.
I have no interest in eating ever.
Do you not have an appetite?
I never have an interest in eating. I'm like honestly so busy in real life. I'm always doing something that I kind of just forget. Like I'm kind of hungry. It's okay. Like water. Like
wow.
I suppress it a lot. Yeah.
God bless your soul.
Thank you. Red Bull is doing its job.
Would you rather a loyal man or woman in your case or a provider?
Loyalty, because I can provide.
Yeah.
Ooh, big Libra energy. Sorry, I had to do it.
I just feel like I like to provide. Like I like to work. I like to do those sorts of things. And so I think it's hard to find somebody that lets you shine. You know what I mean? That is going to support you in that. And I feel like that's what's really special to me is when I can find someone that's like, it feels like a team with me and that other person.
Aww, that's
so
cute.
That's what I want out of a relationship.
I really love that. That's so sweet.
And same for you? You rather a loyal man?
I mean, if I had to choose between the two, I would rather a provider.
Okay.
I suppose.
This is honestly though, like I don't need you tiptoeing around the question
because I kind of would like both, but like if I had to choose, I would choose, I guess, a provider, just because like providing doesn't always mean financially. Like someone who just is able to provide, period, is so beautiful. Like honestly, I provide for myself all the time. So it is nice to have like some sort of support.
You mean?
I mean, in general, like if I ever need anything at all, I always provide it for myself. And I just always think to the times where I'm like kind of sick or something and I'm just like laying in bed and I'm like, oh, I just really wish I could call someone and just like bring me some soup. So I feel like just someone who's like, yeah, providing, resourceful, like that's fire to me.
Right.
Well, my next question I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna start with you because you chose provider, right? So would you rather him, because that means he ain't loyal. This is this or that, right?
Yeah.
He's providing, so he's not the most loyal. Would you rather be cheated on emotionally or physically?
Physically, for sure. Yeah.
What about you, Redd?
I guess physically, because
Emotional shit.
yeah, I think emotional, it's deeper because I form really strong emotional bonds with people. So I feel like if you break that, I'm just going to question my entire reality of like what I know and what I share with you. So I know physical things don't always equate to rationality. So that's a hard question for me to answer though, because I'm very monogamous, I would say, in terms of like, I would be very hurt either way.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I rather physical. Like, don't fall in love with no bitch.
Please,
like,
oh my God.
So we all agree.
I'm gonna kill both of y'all.
Yeah, we all agree.
Either is kind of horrible, but I mean, physically, you really can't tell someone what to do with their own body, but
Yeah. And for a lot of men, like physical, sometimes it's just that.
to some degree, though, I feel like, okay, maybe I'm just projecting, but I feel like sometimes, like, I experience that, like, anybody that I've ever been in a relationship with usually is pretty faithful, and I feel like it's because, like, we're satisfying that need, and I feel like a lot of the men who do step out is because they're, like, craving that. Like, a lot of them say that. Like, even, like, you know, I've been in this business a while, and I know people who step out on their wives or step out on their girlfriends, and usually the excuse is like, I love them, but we're just not having sex. Like, we're not this, we're not, you know what I mean? Physically, like, men are really physical people.
Yeah, that is very true.
I would assume.
Most of them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need y'all men to answer.
Right. It's just assumptions, but like,
let us know, because we think what we think.
Yeah.
So I gotta put us on the game. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like watching TV and stuff, do y'all prefer movies or series?
I like a good TV show. I like to be taken on a journey.
So you like a series?
Yeah, I like commitment. You know? I like to be like locked in with the characters, get to know them. Like I love like character development. Like when you start out not liking a character and then eventually you're like, dang, I actually like them.
yeah.
Damn, you're really into your TV. That was so good. She's like character development. I said, oh yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
I like film TV. I'm with it.
What about you, same?
Yeah, same thing. Like, I am a sucker for character development. Like, I like, for real, like, I want to be invested. Like, I don't know if you ever seen How to Get Away with Murder.
Of course. I started rewatching it on Netflix.
Could you just rewatch it a million times?
Yeah, I could, because sometimes I wonder, am I a murderer? Because I'm so like intrigued, but then also is the law part of it also.
Yeah.
That's what really catches me.
I just love shows where you could be like, you see the actor and you're like, Annalise. Like, you know, like you just.
Hey, you feel like you know them.
Yeah. So fun.
That's me too. Final question. In the bedroom, do you prefer being dominant or submissive? Not that giggle. Why are you giggling?
I think I like being submissive in the bedroom just because I feel like very dominant in every other aspect. But I like a combination of both because I think the bedroom is where it's like you just get to try anything you want. And it's just fun if you're with the right person.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's what I kind of default to. But
Submissive?
yeah, I would say I default to that. I'm just like, you know, take me.
Hi, Poppy. Yes,
Yeah. Take me right now.
Like, I'm definitely like that with the person I love, but yeah, I can get a little feisty.
Not so sorry. Miss Sativa, Miss Giggle, Miss. What's your preference?
I don't know. I guess I'm a mixture of both. Like, honestly.
No, this is honestly though, this or that. This is one answer per question. I'm a tyrant sometimes. Sometimes it's a
yeah, I guess I'm a little
democracy.
more dominant in the bedroom. I just kind of like know what we both like. You know, I feel like I'm good at that, at reading the room. So I feel like, I don't know, I pretty much take control.
Okay. Listen, I respect it. I don't get to answer this one.
Yeah, no, what about you?
I'm more submissive.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I'm very vocal in what I like and what I want.
Exactly.
But like once you know how to do what I want, then
Then
I
take
just,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You ladies reached out. Tell me about yourself. Tell me where you're from, what you're into. I mean, we know what brought y'all here, right?
Yeah.
That's the passion. But tell me where you're from.
I grew up in the Bay Area, and when I graduated high school, I moved to Portland, Oregon.
Why did you move there? What is in Portland besides weed and Nike?
Nike.
At the time, I was in a relationship with somebody who just had family out there. And so I was just kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And Portland was just a more affordable place to live than the Bay Area. The Bay Area is super expensive. And I started going to college out there. I went to a community college out there.
What did you study?
Business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I knew I needed a job at the time. We both needed money because we had just decided to move and get an apartment, and we had all this like credit card debt from just, doing it.
Yeah.
And so that was when I had the idea from just living in Portland, because Portland has this like on the DL, like super awesome strip club culture.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have like the most strip clubs per capita in the entire United States, which is shocking.
Now, I might have to fact check that.
You can fact check it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, keep talking. I'm a fact check.
But yeah, so it's like got a really casual strip club culture in Portland. And so I told the person I was with, like, I think I'm just going to go try it. It was always something that was on my mind because I did gymnastics when I was younger and like dance and all these things. And I would see TV shows and movies about strippers and all of these things. And I just thought it was so cool. I thought it was something I could do because I've always been just someone that's very like, I've always been that girl. Like, I've always been that girl doing the like crazy shit.
Like, look at me, I can do this.
Yeah,
I'm flexible, I can dance.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I just went and did it and immediately fell in love with it. So it kind of carried me through my degree and paid for a nice apartment, paid for our food and everything, and just got to live really nice and luxurious the whole time because of dancing. And it was a safe place to do it at the time. The club I was at, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, once I graduated, I started working like an internship and different corporate jobs related to my degree. But I was always dancing in the background, except
the
like
corporate jobs, they don't give a lot of money. It's like, especially fresh out of college, like you have to put in the years of experience. It's like, all right, I got this degree. There's 4 years, 4 years of experience.
No. And honestly, my lifestyle was like, I was living in a nice luxury apartment. So just starting a job at like $60K a year was not going to pay for my bills. So I couldn't even stop dancing if I wanted to. I was like, no, I'm not going to go.
You got addicted to the money.
Yeah, I'm not going to go live in a smaller apartment or, readjust my life. Yeah. I'm going to just keep working and do both. Yeah. But eventually I just realized I didn't like the corporate world. I didn't like how I felt in those environments, and I felt like I could do more with dancing, and so that's kind of why I'm here today. I made that decision to just dedicate myself to what I knew made me happy.
I feel
that's why we're here now.
And she is definitely right. I did look it up. Oregon does have the most. Portland does have the most strip clubs per capita than any other city in the U.S.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
That's what they're known for.
They're very casual out there. It's more of like a bar environment, you know. Every bar there has got some strippers in it.
Not me starting this conversation with like, what's in Portland besides Nike and weed?
Strip club.
And then for the find out bad strip clubs.
Strip clubs.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
where are those guys going?
That is true. To strip clubs. Tell me your story, Sativah. How did you get into where you are today? Give me a backstory.
My little backstory.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I moved to Florida. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I majored in business and accounting.
Oh, you good at math.
Period.
She
That's why she counted that money. Right. That's how I counted up. But yeah, so when I turned 18, I went and danced at a club because I was dating someone who was like into strippers. And they like convinced me that that would be a way for me to like find my sexuality and find myself. And they were right. Always
man?
older. I always had like an old guy fetish. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like the little daddy issues or something. But yeah, I definitely loved older men. Like I'm talking older. But whatever. Like he convinced me that I would find my sexuality that way. I did it. I did. In a toxic kind of way, but enough to where like it helped me kind of like grow, get a job. Like it gave me enough money to like move into my own apartment and stuff. And when I moved, I ended up getting a job working for like a corporate catering company. And I worked for them for a very long time until I moved to New York and I worked for a different company. And I was doing that like dental assistant here, like bartending here, like
dibbling and dabbling.
I've always been a hustler. I've always been after the paper, you know, just trying to like make sure I can survive, but in a good way. And I don't know, I've always found my way like weaving in and out of dancing because I've always felt guilt and shame from doing it. Like just because I come from a Caribbean household and like
really, which country?
My dad's Haitian, my mom's Cuban. So like, yeah, so it's like Caribbeans don't really look.
Yeah, they look down on a lot of things.
Everything. If you're not in school or a doctor, it's like, you know, you're shaming your family. So I've always carried this like shame with dancing, but I never let it hold me back or hold me down. I just used it and fueled it in a way where like, okay, I'm sexy and what? Like, you know, so I guess that's what brought me here today. Just kind of like my energy, my vibe, like always being able to like control a room when I walk in and convince people that, yeah, I'm sexy, but I can talk to you too. Like, you know what I mean? And I could do your taxes. Like, so what's up? Like,
giving range. Like, you never know what you're going to get, really.
Yeah, you don't. It's very multifaceted.
At the end of the day, right, when you're into anything that's outside of the norm or kind of taboo, right? Sex, conspiracy theories, like politics, you go against the government, like the internet tends to restrict that type of content and like not push it out. Like there's times I'm like, why my reel only got 5 likes?
Right.
But I know it's busted, right?
Yeah.
But then I realize it's the things that I talk about, right? So, you know, you ladies are interested in starting your own platform, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Shadow Band.
Shadow Band,
the platform. Like, Redd and I, like, we're working tirelessly, like, trying to collab for a very long time. Redd has, like, a really, like, loyal community following that's been following her for 5 years. I just started on, like, the Instagram wave, like, 2 years ago, like, just trying to, like, find a voice on there. And we've been both doing pretty well, like, growing our platforms. But like you said, it's really hard kind of, like, fighting censorship when you're sexy and you know it, you know? So we really like decided to come together and just like use our degrees and put it to good use to try to create something different, like a good platform where like creators similar to us have like a voice, a community, somewhere they can talk to each other, share their content freely without like being shamed by like not being popular enough, you know, like so yeah, we have the resources and the tools and the support to do that, like for real, which we're kind of like
that's
shocked.
Dope.
Yeah,
no. A lot of people, that's like what a lot of people are missing to like get their ideas off the ground. So the fact that you guys
the
have
drive,
that, like,
and just the belief, you know, just believing that you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we're most excited about is like to show people that like you can do it because we are going to do it and show you how seamless it can be done if you just use your influence in a good way, you know, or use your resources in a good way.
I think so many people encounter a problem or this problem like shadow banning, and we realize it. We're like, okay, we're being shadow banned. We realize, okay, we're being censored. Okay, it's a problem. We might even realize how it affects the world, right? We can't talk directly to each other. Some of the things we say get taken down, right? We feel like shh about certain things, but then we always stop it there.
Yeah.
We always stop it. Oh, this is just the way it is. And then we never ask ourselves, why?
Why are we not doing anything about it?
Why do we not have any other options, right? Why do we feel like so stuck? Because there's always a solution. There's always something that can be done.
Always.
And if not, why are we not fighting for it?
Yeah.
And I think like we all fight for different things. We all have different purposes and different things that we believe in. And we should all be able to share.
Have a voice.
And have a voice.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah.
What you mean?
I'm like, because I'm just like, yeah, like when you have people who are like actively wanting to, like, for example, honestly though, podcasts, like there are people who are just like, yo, I cannot wait to see this beautiful queen talk her shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they can't even see you on their feed because Instagram doesn't think that your content today is good enough to push because, you know, like, I don't know, maybe the people we're working is more today and instead of, you know what I mean? It'd be the silliest reason.
The algorithm. It's a lot. I mean, I don't know what the reason is with shadow banning. You know, I think a lot of it is you don't want content to reach certain people or people in general, right? And I'm going to play devil's advocate because that's what I do best. It's my favorite
Okay,
thing to
Libra.
do. You know, gotta weigh them scales.
Period.
But do you think that all kinds of content should be reachable to everyone, right? Because I'm a mother myself, right? And there are certain things, if my child is on TikTok or the internet or Instagram or the internet in general, I wouldn't want that content reaching her, whether she's on, I guess she uses my phone because she doesn't have her own account. Yeah. But like there are some kids who don't have that supervision, Absolutely. Right? So like in a world where kids are on the internet, you know, a lot of things are just being poured and they're so easily influenced. Yeah. Do you think sometimes shadow ban could be beneficial?
So I have we have a lot of thoughts about that.
So many.
Start me off.
So first of all, we have to be critical and ask ourselves who is the shadow ban currently protecting? Right? We have to ask ourselves who is being shadow banned and who is currently not being censored. Okay. And when we look at kids specifically, absolutely. When we look at kids specifically, if Sativah is posting her body and it's considered inappropriate, how come it is so easy within 5 minutes to find grown men leaving disgusting comments on children's videos and pictures, right? Children's videos and pictures are readily available and public to anybody who wants to find them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can find videos, pictures of children in underwear, little bathing suits.
It's true.
And it's disgusting when you go through the comments and you see that there are parents out there making money off of their children. There are advertisers out there targeting your children because they know that your children are the easiest group of people to market to, right?
Are they though? I am going to challenge that because kids don't spend money, right? So when you say they're easy to market to, I think...
They're influenceable.
Influence, okay.
They're easiest to influence. And
through marketing,
it's influenced for the rest of their lives, right? Children are the easiest to influence. Thank you for asking that question.
No problem.
And so we have to be critical when Instagram tells us this is inappropriate for our children. Who are they really protecting?
And also, like, I feel like, just to further answer your question, like, I think you said something really good, like parental supervision. It kind of takes me back to, like, you know, I was born in 93. So, like, I'm a 90s baby. And I used to use, like, AOL, chat and stuff like that.
AIM.
You remember those days? And, like, I think that shadow ban is, and I understand what you're saying. Like, is shadow ban that bad if it's protecting my children from seeing these type of things? Because I don't want them to see these things. But I think parental supervision is what stops kids from doing a lot of things. Absolutely. I think that once you stop supervising your child, they have access to www.pornhub.com, which just asks, are you 18 years old? And you say, okay. And you can see people doing a lot of hardcore things, right? So it's like, or like your children also like have access to anything if you're not supervising them. When I was 7 years old, I was on AIM talking to one of my friends, and all of a sudden this chat box came up and it says, are you 18? And of course I said yes. Why would I say no? I want to know what's behind that, right? I'm a child. So all of a sudden a gay chat comes up and it's someone saying, I mean, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say exactly what they said, but they said something super vulgar.
What did they say? I want to know. I'm nosy as fuck.
And I will never forget this. It was burned in my head. I saw this at 7. It said, I want to suck the skin off of your dick.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that must be really painful. Like, you know, like in my head, I'm like, that must not really be good. But I took that, and I kid you not, I'm 7 years old. I see this. I'm not supposed to. My parents have no idea. And so like years later, I think I was like 16. Oh, no, maybe like 13. Sorry. I was like 13. And I had a crush on this guy. I wasn't having sex yet. Didn't have sex until I was like 17. But I was like fronting like I was. And he was like, oh, I can't wait to like see it and do it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to suck the skin off of your dick. That's exactly what I said to him. He did not think that was hot. And I learned that from the internet.
Yeah.
But for real, like I learned that from the internet and from not having the correct supervision. Like if my mom were to maybe put parental controls on or maybe be understanding of like, maybe I shouldn't maybe I should unplug the computer, like do something where my kid cannot access www.pornhub.com. Or where's the shadow ban for that? Like, right?
I do think it is, as a parent myself, and I'm a very responsible parent, it is a parent's responsibility to supervise kids and monitor what websites they're going to, what apps they're utilizing, all these things. Like you should be notified, honestly, if your child even types in a certain word, because you can restrict. Like there are so many tools, not just on iPhone, but technology in general that you can utilize to monitor what your kids watch. So I don't think it's our responsibility as adults, right? Especially in the line of work that you guys do. It's not your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to watch what I say because I'm not marketing to children, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is it does reach them, right?
It
and
does.
Like with Pornhub, that's like its own platform, right? You know, I never looked to see Pornhub has an Instagram.
I think they do.
I need to look right now.
I'm sure they reach who they gotta reach.
And they have several Instagram accounts.
And they have shirts that people walk around with Pornhub
The point
signs.
is that shadow ban is subjective.
It is subjective.
It is subjective.
Wait, hold on. Pornhub doesn't have its own Instagram.
It doesn't?
No, there's people who utilize that in their IG name.
I wouldn't be surprised if
you can't find it like that because they're shadow banned.
How should I find it then?
You can look up like on the internet, like Pornhub Instagram. I believe they used to have one. I know because I used to follow them. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
At the same time, we don't think that, there should be on our platform.
Yeah.
We don't believe that there should be a intermediary deciding what is okay for adults to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our community and our people should be able to decide, just like our democracy, how we believe that the people will vote and make the right decision for what's best for America and the government. Adults should be able to look at a piece of content on the internet, and we should all collectively be able to vote and decide whether something is inappropriate or not. Because right now, Instagram, Facebook, and these other platforms are using
algorithms. Are they using AI?
They use algorithms,
but
they are feeding algorithms subjective information. So they are feeding algorithms subjective information, feeding it, okay, well, this is not allowed. this
Well,
is
so the
not
community guidelines say nudity, and then
Right.
it'll be like me in a bikini doing an upside down trick, and I'm deemed nude because I'm in a bikini. But then they'll be like what's her name, Charlene, whatever her name is. There's this really popular, beautiful fitness woman, Charlene.
Girl, it's me. I'm the only one.
Period. No, but there's this beautiful fitness woman who like goes to the gym in a bikini, but that's so unrealistic. Like, and she doesn't get flagged, and her butt's bigger than mine, and her boobs are bigger than mine. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it is subjective. It is arbitrary. It's like they push what they want to push, and that's okay, right? If that's their community guideline, then that's cool. If that's your terms, then that's cool. But there should be a platform for adult content. Adult content makes billions of dollars. There's a reason why adult content is so sought out. Yeah. There's a reason why people have porn addictions, because at the end of the day, like, adult content is the most entertaining content, and it's the most consumed. So how do we give these people, and not just, and adult content doesn't always mean you're naked. Adult content is just any Family Guy. Family Guy is adult content.
Adult content doesn't have to be porn.
And Adult Swim
content can be just adult topic.
Right. Adult Swim was like cartoons that were dedicated to just adults. And they were some of the most iconic, most popular
cartoons.
Yes.
Shows, TV shows.
Ever.
Yeah.
Along with kid cartoons, sure, but those are meant for that. Like, we're talking about adult cartoons. So it shows you like what adults are seeking. They're seeking that nostalgia. That's all we ever do. So I think that the biggest thing that we're going to offer on the platform is really just a place where adults can be true adults.
Like building community, right, on one platform for all different kinds of adult content.
People. Yeah, we don't need your kids here. Like, we don't want your kids, actually. We don't want
how
them.
do you guys plan to like monitor like
age verifications?
Who comes in? Okay.
Yeah, just like strict age verification. It's like the same way when you do OnlyFans, you have to take a picture of yourself, your passport.
You do?
Oh yeah. When you sign up for OnlyFans, you have to take a picture of yourself. You have to take a picture of your passport.
And like identification. It can be ID.
It could be anything. Or your
ID. Basically, the platform is gonna have adult communities, as we said, where we use age verification to make sure that you can of age to enter. And right now, we think that that's the best way to kind of deal with that issue. Okay. However, we do want to have, communities available that aren't always for adult content and just educational and can be like.
And we can figure that out along the way. But the main point of our platform is for adults. Like, we want to just focus on that.
Can I ask you ladies, like, how has being shadow banned on the internet like affected you all, whether it's like monetarily or certain gigs? At the end of the day, your access is limited, right? So do y'all make money from the internet?
I think that, well, yes, I do. I have a virtual business that I've been running for almost 8 months. Okay. And
what is that?
I think that I run a virtual pole dance studio where I teach pole dancing, like, privately through group lessons and through on-demand tutorials and classes that they can buy. I think that shadow banning has a circular effect where, not only can I not reach as many people as I would always like to, and I think because of that, other people don't get to see, dance and art and beauty and pole dancing, or maybe strippers and the strip club in a light that I think would heal a lot of the world. Because I think a lot of people have perceptions of just the strip club or strippers or things like that where, we don't realize that there are strippers out here doing amazing things, running businesses, and so I think because we're being silenced and hidden away from society, it has a circular effect of continuing the marginalization of those groups. Like, you know what I mean? Because the more you keep those people in the shadows, the less they're able to access people around. So I feel like shadow banning affects everyone. Like, it affects me, but it also affects a bunch of people who would be down to take my classes. Like, I'm sure there's so many women out there who would be down to hop on the pole, but are never shown my content on Instagram.
So it's like advertisement.
Yeah, like
Your marketing is
so many women out there would probably be a lot more sex positive or understand other women better, or, you know, just be able to have better relationships with other women in their lives. But shadow banning prevents them from learning or from growing. So
I get that. And I would like to be transparent, right?
Yeah.
Because, sorry, I keep kicking her. I got some
that's okay.
No
worries.
But I kind of was like, I don't like the strip club. Like, I used to go when I was like younger, and I was like, I don't see the point, right? Now I enjoy it.
Yeah, who doesn't enjoy strippers? Strippers have been iconic since the early days. Like, and the thing about it is, strippers are iconic because they don't care. They're here. You know why they're here? Like, we don't want your man. We want his money, right? Like, it's like that makes you so much more comfortable. No, I'm just saying, right? But so it's like, I feel like shadow ban, I don't want to say that it's affected me, because at the end of the day, you're going to get it how you get it, right? But it has hindered my growth online. And I think that when you like it's annoying, because if you can get to 10K, you can get monetization like from certain brands and stuff. You may not be able to get paid from Instagram, because when you're shadow banned, they don't give you money.
Yeah.
But you can actually, I used to make money on Instagram. Like, Instagram used to give me checks. So it's like, to be a shadow banned creator now and not be able to get a check, that's crazy, you know, especially coming from someone who wants, that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I don't do the online business thing, but I am a part of it now. And it's amazing. I love it. But like, you know, my whole use of my Instagram is like gigs. I get a lot of bookings, and like and they're highly paid bookings, but sometimes people can't even find me because, you know, they have to type in my entire name. And my name is Sativah, but it's with an H. Yeah. So if you miss that H, you're not finding.
You finding weed.
You finding hella weed, you know, dispensaries. And I'm like, damn, it's me. Like, what? So, you know, I feel like the shadow ban is annoying in those ways, because it's like, dang, I know people are looking for me, but they can't find me. But it's okay. You know, I think.
No, that is very true, actually, because from your email, I went to go type in your name, and I thought I'll stop at the A and it'll pop up. And I had to put that H in. I was like, damn, y'all made me type this whole thing out? Girl. I mean, it's not long. It's 7 letters.
Come on. But still. And people are hearing Sativah, 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 and they're looking for me, and they want to take my classes or do anything with me. Yeah. And they can't.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Earlier you mentioned like stripping got you to realize like you're sexy, your sensuality, right? How?
Oh, baby.
Dímelo.
When you get on that stage and you're looking down at people and they're looking up at you. I think that's that dominant thing that I just have that I love so much. It's like when you're looking down and they're looking up at you and they're just like in love, and you're like, why? And then you get down and they're telling you everything. Like, you're so beautiful. Your tits are perfect. Your ass is perfect. Your knees are perfect. Everything on you is perfect. You look at your toe. I want to suck your toes. You have the most creepiest people that come to these places, and of course, like they love your elbows. They love your armpits, and you're like, shit.
Like things you never know a man could or would love. And it's telling you,
wow. And it really does unleash this like sexy part of you, because you go home and you start touching your armpits and you start touching yourself, and you're like, whoa, like, I guess these are kind of hot. Like, I didn't realize how sexy my elbows were, or like how sexy my knees were, and like how strong they are. And like, I just want to elbow someone right now. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it really makes you feel like a goddess.
Like the boost of confidence.
It is. And imagine, like, for real, like you go to work every day and all you hear is how beautiful you are, how smart you are, how gorgeous you are, how much people cannot wait to, you know, and then you go to the regular world where people are just like, move. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, shut up, dummy. Like I'm saying, the strip club is one of those places, it's a fantasy land. Yeah. So it's like, you do have this delusional sexy where you're like, oh, I'm hotter than everybody, but it's necessary in order to find yourself sometimes, because as a woman, we do have like a lot of things that we struggle with that a lot of people don't understand, like hormones. We don't understand them either. Like, you know, periods. What the fuck is that?
Bloating.
You're bloating.
Acne from the period. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we wake up tired. So it's like, I feel like being able to have a space where you can really just be boisterously confident and you're not being judged for it, I think is really, really hot. And that's why women really crave it so much and have that fantasy themselves. Like, oh, I wonder if I was a stripper for a day, like what that would be like. And it is iconic. It really is.
Shit, now you got me wondering.
No, girl, sit down. Stay where you at. We trying to get out. Don't you get it?
No, I mean like just for my own sensuality and like, you know, just to see if I can do it.
Yeah, you could.
I got some long legs.
You're a sexy lady. Yeah,
my knees are not strong though. They're not giving Megan. I actually left. I wore my brace to work.
They'll
today.
get stronger.
They'll get stronger, right?
They'll get stronger.
The more you do it, right?
The more you do it.
It's not easy, but they'll get stronger.
They'll get stronger. All right.
I ain't got it in me, y'all.
At least you get paid while you're getting stronger.
No, it's a lonely road. Do what you're doing. It's beautiful.
Hey, so I want to ask you, ladies, how are you all like as kids, right? What's it like growing up? Were y'all like inside in bed at 9 p.m. like strict parents, or were you able to like watch Nick at Night and like, you know,
Nick at Night?
be on the internet, you know?
I had pretty, I would say, strict parents. Like I didn't.
What's your background, Red?
Yeah, my dad is Israeli and my mom is Austrian.
Okay.
So my parents are immigrants. They kind of immigrated. They immigrated here together and had me pretty much like right away. And so I grew up here in America. But because of that, you know, they both have very thick accents and we're just trying to, you know, navigate America and navigate a new country. So, you know, they were strict, I guess, but they just wanted to make sure that I was going to be okay and that I was going to, you know, be set up well for life because, you know, they moved here and it's a country where they didn't know anybody. They had nothing.
You kind of start from scratch.
They really didn't know anybody. They didn't have anything. So they just wanted to keep me safe. But we didn't have a TV or anything growing up. So my friends always make fun of me because I don't know like a lot of TV shows and movies like from our childhood.
Girl, same.
So I'm catching up now.
I had TV and I still don't know them.
You're busy. Busybody.
I would go to my friends' houses. Sometimes I would get to go for like a sleepover every once in a while and we would watch like Hannah Montana or something and I would be like,
yay.
This is so... Because my parents would say like that American TV would make me stupid and stuff like that. So.
They ain't lying though.
They're not really.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of opinions. So I would just play a lot. Like I would be real creative. I liked to make videos and take pictures. And I would.
You're an only child?
And I had an older sister. She's 5 years older than me. I would just keep myself busy. I was always doing something. I was kind of mischievous though. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were strict, but I was always like, yeah, I got good grades, but like in my room, like doing some like science experiment, like cooking up. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's why I kind of became like a little mischievous, was because I just liked anything I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Kind of like a rebel. You tell me what not to do and I'm gonna want to do that, right? You give me the freedom to do it. Do I want to do it? Not really.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's literally how I live my life also.
Right,
so I get it.
I felt
What about you, Sativah? What were you like growing up?
Oh my God. I was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was so crazy. I don't know. I was like very, I was like popular. Like I had a lot of friends. I was always like the gift of gab type of person. I always was really resourceful, but I did have like.
Tell me about your Haitian dad and your Cuban mother.
They were crazy. Oh my God. They were so crazy. Like, I don't know. It always like, anytime someone asks me about my parents, I go back to this time where like, when I was younger, I couldn't be on the phone past 9 p.m. Like,
Agreed.
I couldn't watch TV past like 9 p.m.
Yeah,
like,
go to bed.
It's like everything shuts down. Like the whole entire home is shut down. I can hear them. They're awake, but I have to somehow just go down. So I just remember like sneaking on the phone, like, you know, talking. One time I got in so much trouble. My mom almost ripped my head off. Like, she was like, I told you not to be on the phone at 9. And it was like 9:30. Shit. Like no leeway at all.
Yeah.
Very strict. But I don't know. I feel like as I got older and as I was very rebellious though, like extreme. Like there was really nothing. I don't care what you did to me. Like you could lock me out. I don't care. Like I was horrible. But I think as I got older and they became more lenient, I became less horrible.
Yeah.
And we kind of found a common ground where I'm still rebellious, but like in a more responsible way.
It literally is all the psychology. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like-
stop telling people what to do.
That was my dad, right? So I'm from St. Lucia, as you guys know. And like my mom was more like chill. My mom was very laid back
I love it.
until she's not.
Yeah.
No wonder why I'm like that. And then my dad is like very involved, very like, this is what you need to be doing.
Ugh.
And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a lawyer since I was 8 years old. Like they asked me what I wanted to be. I said a lawyer.
Iconic.
And I literally just follow that through life. So I'm like doing my associate's degree, but I've always liked to write. Like English has always been my favorite subject. I was gonna say my favorite language because I speak 5.
Period.
No, let me tell you the 5.
What are
okay.
they?
English. I know some Spanish. I know a little French, sarcasm, and nonchalant.
I'm crying. Period.
Those are my 5 languages,
I love
right?
the last 2.
I'm a hot mess now. But I'm like writing, I'm doing these storytelling, you know, making up stories, fiction, nonfiction. I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy writing. Then I start writing for my school newspaper. Now I want to be a journalist. I want to go to school for journalism. This is why I podcast, because this is my form of journalism, right?
Oh, I love it.
And my dad is like, you're gonna stop going to school for law to go to journalism? What is that? You're gonna be a news reporter? Like, just so like looking down on it, very condescending.
Right.
And it just made me want to do it more because it's like, I didn't tell you what to be. Your days of picking a career
It's over.
are over.
They're
Like,
limited, babe.
who are you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do?
Right. It's my turn now.
Like, your time has expired, baby. Like, what's happening?
Now it's time to live vicariously through me. Yeah, I call the shots.
And I think that's what it was, right? But it was always his approach, because as I got older, he was like, you know, if we had a lawyer in the family, there's so much like we could do, and like you'll be so resourceful.
So manipulative.
But if he would have told me that at like 19, I would have been more receptive, right? Rather than just being like, you're gonna go be a reporter. Like, because he looked down on it, he shunned it so much, the rebel in me was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm not
That's
gonna
something
use
to prove.
it. But
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was, you know? So I do want to ask you ladies, like, having parents who you grew up with who were very strict, right? Like, do you ever worry sometimes? Like, do they see y'all content? Do they know like what y'all do?
So it's actually a great question to ask. I was like completely in the closet with everything related to stripping or anything that had to do with that up until about
A week ago?
until I was like 20.
I'm joking.
No, like 18, 19, I was like hush hush, like didn't tell anybody about it. That would be crazy if it, but honestly,
About a week ago.
I was doing mommy schmurda. That's what it was. I played too much.
honestly, it was kind of like a week ago that I told my dad.
It was kind of like
Honestly,
we-
though.
Honestly, though.
But yeah, it's been a long time coming. I feel like I just kind of like slowly started, I started posting things online. So I did that under a complete alias. Like everything has always been, completely private. But in the past year, I've been kind of telling my mom and dad what's up, just because, I'm finally just at the age where it's just like, I just don't care anymore.
Like, this is me. This is what
There's
I do.
really no changing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's done. It's done. It's really done. This is who I am, and I know I like it. I know I've tried other things. I tried to, appease who they wanted me to be, who everyone wanted me to be, blah, 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 blah.
How did they take it? I need the details. Like, how did you tell them?
Because I'm a monster a little bit. I'm a little bit of a monster at this point in my life where it's just like, you're either with me or you're not. And
period.
They just understand that about me. They understand that if at this point, after everything I have done to kind of solidify, like, I know what I want, they just know that if they tell me anything else, like if they're like, no, that's not okay, they will not hear from me. Mm-hmm. I just can't anymore live for anybody else but myself. It would be a disgrace to myself.
I understand that. Wow. The fact that like at 18, 19, you're still like hiding, part of who you are out of respect for them. Like, it comes a point where it's all right. Like you said, like, why am I living for everyone else? At what point am I going to live for myself?
I think it was something I struggled with for a really long time. Mm-hmm. Like, it was sickening how much I lived for other people, but still kind of had these little secret pockets of like, these were mine. Mm-hmm. And how resentful that made me and how miserable that made me. And so I've had to like aggressively take back my power in the past like 2 years, and not everybody is liking it. Not everybody is liking that about me, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm happier than I've ever been.
Kudos to you. I like
you.
That for you. You're welcome. What about you, Sativah? How did your parents take it? Or just family members who were uptight? Like, sometimes not even the parents. Sometimes you have like friends and like cousins and aunties in their ear, like just being a mouthpiece. And it's like zap. Like,
I don't know. Like, my parents, they're pretty like I don't know. They're so old now.
Why do you keep laughing?
Because it's like, you know why? It's so funny because I haven't been asked these questions in so long, and I think, like, I've coped so much, like, or like have healed so much through so much. It's like, it is laughable now to me. Like, I think it's funny, like that, like, I don't know, my parents maybe used to feel a certain way about the way that I was doing things, and now they're just so proud of me because they just love to see me happy, And I think, like, I love my parents. They're great. And they're very supportive now. And I feel like that's all that matters. Like, I don't know, like, they're not always going to support everything that I do just because I really don't even know what's next. Like, I'm so unpredictable. Like, I'm really like a nomad. Like, today I might be Sativah. Tomorrow I might be Brenda. Like, I could be whoever I want. Like,
I wanted you to say Indica.
I could be Indica, babe. Like, you name it. Like, like, for real, it's like, I feel like sometimes we take life so serious. It's like, babe, why are you so worried right now about me stripping? Like, I could be a lawyer tomorrow. Like, I could be an actress, a bus driver, like, whatever I want, I could truly do it. So I don't understand why we even pay attention to what other people think about what we're doing. Cause, like, God forbid, like, I change my mind tomorrow. And I'm one of those people, like, I could literally hate that dress right now. And then tomorrow in the morning, I might be like, I actually love that on you. It's just changing. It could be night and day. It's just one of those things, like, it depends on my mood. It depends on how I'm feeling, like, how I perceive that right now. So I think that, like, everything that I do, I'm proud of. And regardless of who's happy about it or not, doesn't matter. Like, as long as I feel okay about it, I'm more than okay sacrificing people. I can't tell you how many times I've lost a friend over something so silly, or lost a dog, or lost my grandma. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in all magnitudes, I've experienced loss. So I think that, like, the only thing I would hate to lose is myself. So I just really stick to what makes me happy. And I really don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks. I really don't. Like, it is what it is.
And listen, you gotta live for you. At the end of the day, it's like, who else am I living for if it's not me? I like, do want to ask, what is it like dating y'all? Because Miss over here is like, I can change my mind like this. I'm very unpredictable. If I was dating you, you would drive me crazy because, like, girl.
But they love me.
You keep them on the toes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm not doing... I think I'm a harder friend than I am girlfriend. Like, I feel like as a friend, like, I could be a little bit more, like, cold, I guess. But like when I'm in a relationship, I'm so in love with my person that like I honestly like I do keep them on their toes, but I also just like, you're not gonna fall. Like I'm gonna be right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you start feeling a little queasy, I'm right here. Like don't worry. Like we in this together. Like I get it. But I don't know. I always have fun.
What do you like as a girlfriend, Red?
Um,
Red seems so like
what?
cooperative. Is that how you say it? Like
Cooperative?
is this a front?
Chill? Like, what do you mean by that?
Like what does cooperative mean? Like you're easy to get along with. Like you just kind of go with the flow type of person.
I'd say like I'm a pretty cooperative person. Yeah, I mean, I like things to just be fun. Like, I know, like we were literally talking about this earlier today. Like I like things to be chill. Like I like to get things done. I'm a very hard worker, but I'm very sensitive. So I like to be like, yeah, everything's good. You want to take the lead? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Like if I think it's a good idea, I just like things to be like happy-go-lucky, like feel good. But in a relationship, like I'm a big lover. Like I'm a big lover. I like
certified lover girl.
But then like I can also, you know, I'll always kind of confide in the person that I love more than anybody else. So that person's gonna get the version of me that nobody else is gonna get. Yeah. So like, yeah, you get the rawest version of me. The crying, the emotions, the sensitivity. Like you're gonna get all of it. I'm gonna come home like, fuck this bitch. You know, it's like I'm not gonna show anybody else that side of me. Like I'm always chill. Everything's fine. It's all good. Let's relax.
But you don't ever like, because I find that when I'm that way, sometimes people think they can like walk all over me or like, you know,
for sure,
buck up on me and I'm just going back down. And then when I like match the energy, it's like, oh, you're a bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm that bitch. Because
I'm not gonna lie. I think that might be a Libra thing.
It is.
Because I am always so like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like everybody just cool. Everything's cool. But in the past like years since like just meeting some new people and just wanting to just be taken more seriously and not walked over so much or just not overlooked. Yeah. I think a lot of the time it's just overlooked. When you're nice, people overlook you. When you don't say, hi, I'm Red, like people are not gonna care about what you have to say. So I feel like I've had to be a lot more like assertive and it hasn't been the easiest thing to learn. And I've also noticed that when you are a chill person and then you become assertive, people don't like that.
They don't.
They like, yeah, they don't.
They don't
it's
like
boundary.
Because people will like you for being a cooperative. They'll like you for being a cooperative person. Yeah. And they'll identify you for being that. But I think I can be a wild card for some people because they'll see me as cooperative but not realize that
monster.
I very much so will identify it, what you're doing, because I'm very observant and because I'm sensitive. So I know what you're doing, you know. I know what people are doing. So even though I'm a nice person, I know what people's intentions are.
Period.
Yeah. I agree. They don't like when you set that boundary and you like match your energy. It's like you can dish it, but you can't take it. And it's like, don't ever sleep on this Libra because we are balanced at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's like,
I don't know about you, but I feel like as a Libra, I'm starting to realize like I kind of just match people. Yeah. So it's like if you're somebody that makes me feel safe and comfortable, I'm going to be the happiest person ever. Like I'm going to be the same way. But if you're someone that's going to be like stressed or something like that, then I'm going to feel that way. Yeah. And like, I'm just realizing that about myself. Like I need to be careful of just like not always letting everyone around me dictate how I'm feeling. Like, why am I doing that? Like,
you can't do that.
How am I feeling actually? Why am I always asking? I'm asking everyone, are you okay? But I'm like, girl, like, your heart is racing, you're sweating, your
it's
lipstick
like
is messed
people
up.
Pleaser type of mentality, I think. And I think like when you're used to like your parents, maybe like it usually stems from that, like parents who like are really hard on you, who like you can never do good enough. Yeah. It's like you start to grow up and like you're like checking in on everybody now. Like you're like, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? And I'm not gonna lie, like I used to do that a lot and I had to snap out of it and realize like you could not be good And I still have to be good for not only just for me, but for you too. Because you're not going to be good regardless of what I do for you. But if I stay good, then if you do worse, I can at least be there. You know what I'm saying? And I've had to learn that the hard way, but it's honestly been so beneficial not doing the people pleaser thing because you really do forget to care about yourself. And then when someone lashes out on you for being too invasive, because sometimes people just need space and they don't know how to communicate it. Now here you are like, what's wrong? Yeah. Are you good? Are you good?
You could fix something and it's like...
And they're like, please leave me alone. And now you're hurt.
And then when you get left on your ass, you like don't even know what to do anymore.
Now you're hurt. Now you're like, I don't know where to go. And it's like, fuck, like now I feel guilty, or now this person, and I'm just identifying with whoever I'm the character, right? But like now that person probably feels guilty for like, like, fuck, I should have just not said it like that. But you couldn't help it anyway. You're feeling.
I'm learning like not half of people's shit ain't got nothing to do with me. And once I realized that, like, it's so much easier to maneuver through this world, honestly speaking, because people project, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, if I were to personalize every projection you throw my way, I would go crazy.
You'd be lonely.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to talk to anyone. I'll be very much secluded. And I think a big part of it is just like realizing like, your stuff doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm here if you need me. However, I'm not going to be affected by your mood or, you know, whatever you have going on.
Yeah.
And I think the quicker we realize that as just a community of people, the easier life will flow. Because you realize like, yo, this is not personal.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to take everything personal. And it's like, no, that's not my problem.
I learned that the most in the strip club, honestly. Like, I feel like I learned everything in the strip club, which sounds
Tell me
so
some of the things y'all learned before we wrap up. Yes.
No, but I learned that in the strip club, like, when you're talking to people, like, sometimes they're coming in there having the worst day of their lives. And you're just, like, looking sexy, and you're like, hey. And they're like, not right now. I'm not going to think that I look horrible or it's me. I know it's you. Like, it has to be. Like, you walked in here like that. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of have to use that same mentality. It's like, if I'm approaching someone, it's like, all right, like, hi, how are you? And they're grumpy. I'm just like, all right, well, have a great day. I'll, catch you next time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not your cup of tea today. And
everyone should go work in the strip club. If we treated everyone like we treat customers.
Yeah. You know, that's funny because when you're talking about people pleasing, I did want to ask, like, do you think working in the strip club kind of like added on to that people pleasing, right? Because the way I look at it, it's like customer service to some extent, right? People pay, you're here to service them, whatever, right? And a part of it, I don't know, tell me.
It's your terms.
Okay. Because I thought you just had to like whatever they like, like.
Oh, no,
an independent contractor. Yeah, it's your terms.
No, not at all. Yeah. I think.
Or do you think working in the strip club has actually helped you to not be a people's pleaser?
Yeah, I think working in the strip club definitely helped me. I think otherwise, I probably would be much more of a pushover, in terms of that. But yeah, I think working in the strip club definitely like taught me a lot, and to just not take things so personally for the most part. Like when I'm talking about that other stuff, it has more to do with like, my close relationships and stuff like that. But working in the strip club has taught me to just not give a fuck at all what, people on the street or anything like that, or just random people think of me. Especially if it's not somebody that I know or care about. I really couldn't care less.
Yeah.
One time I was working here in New York, just a quick story, at Hustlers, New York, and there was this like big baller customer came in, and the manager is talking to him like, can I get you a girl? And he just doesn't seem to like any of the girls that he's seeing. And I was just a visitor guest, and I looked great that night. So he was like, oh, like, this is our new girl, like Redd. And he just takes one look at me and he's like, no boobs. No boobs.
Yeah.
And I go, like, oh, no boobs, but I still have a pussy, like, still a woman.
Still here.
Like, I'm just trying to work it, I'm like, I have no boobs, that's okay, but
I still have this. Yeah.
So, he's like, no. Like, he's just like, no. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, come on, I'm rubbing up on him. I'm just trying to get him to loosen up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you so
Keep an open mind. Why are you so uptight?
like
What's up
you don't
your
like
ass?
you don't like the carpet matches the drapes, like I'm just gonna be nice, and because it's like, oh, who cares, whatever, let me just keep pushing up on him. And he goes, no, baby. And he had this thick Italian accent. I don't even know. But he goes,
He was looking for a black.
it's like you order steak and you get.
That's what he said?
It said, it's like you go to a restaurant and you order steak and you get.
Wow.
See, people like what they like.
But you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. The reason I told that story was because I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard because I was like,
Yeah,
did
that's
you just compare me to a steak? Like, you just compare. You
He ordered an 8 ounce. He got a 2 ounce. That's pretty much.
Can you believe that he said that? And I just laughed so hard. And my friend and I just laughed so hard in the locker room. And that's what the strip club teaches you is that, like, who cares if they don't think I'm pretty?
Yeah.
Who cares if they don't?
You're going to be the
They
best.
don't like my body
I don't
type.
give a fuck
Like,
because
you're gonna be the
I had
baddest
a guy
at the
come
strip
in here
club, period.
last week and tell me I was the most beautiful woman
And
he's
gave
ever
me
seen in the entire
$2,000.
world and gave me $2,000. Exactly. And
There's a
I had another man who worked at
beautiful.
Nike headquarters. Take my foot.
that was in Portland, right?
Yeah, take up my
you
foot.
know it was.
And he's a big up there in design. And he took my foot like a burger.
And ate that.
And
Yep, ate it.
Ooh.
You get, I'm
Between
telling
the
you, strip clubs
toes
are the best. Like, you get the
and-
guys who want to pay your rent. They want to pay, because they already understand at this point, whatever they were doing out there is not working. Like, what they were doing out there wasn't working. And when they were with their regular girls, they were getting tricked out too. You know, because it's true. Like, honestly, being a man, it's so expensive. Like,
It is.
you're
gotta
with,
spend
you're
a lot
with
of money.
so much money, even with a regular girl. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. It's like, you might as well be with a stripper because,
Kind of like your fantasy.
yeah, go be with the stripper because you're going to go to the bar and yeah, you're going to get laid, but you're going to have to pay so much money. You don't even realize it. If you even like this girl a little bit, you're going to have to pay so much money to keep her.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, and strippers, you don't have to do all that. Like, we're understanding. Like, we're like, we get it. Financial issues, we go through it too. So we're like, we get it. It's been a bad month. All right.
Let's
Call us.
negotiate.
Call me next month. It's no big deal. Save up. You know what I mean?
save up.
Yeah, we give you a minute. Like, save up, and I'm still be here for you. You know what I mean? Can you do that with a regular girl? No.
Yeah.
She out. The first time you struggling.
That's
Most of
it.
them are out.
Actually, that reminds me. I feel like I learned a lot about like my love life
Yeah.
through the strip club and just what I know I don't want. What Sativah said earlier about, I think the number one thing I hear when it comes to like men, what they're looking for or what they confide in me about at the strip club, it's always like, yeah, my wife just doesn't fuck me anymore.
That's it.
My wife doesn't do this for me anymore.
Just keep having sex with him, and he'll stay with you.
It can all be so simple.
Literally, I feel so bad for them, actually.
I just think we have like conventional societal standards that a lot of people feel pressured to fit into, and they jump into marriage, they jump into families, they jump into what they think they're supposed to do. And I think
They're not
people
even
like
compatible.
Sativah and I show the world and show other people that, you feel trapped and that's why you're miserable. You feel trapped and that's why you're depressed. And now you're out here, you're cheating, you're
With
doing this, you're
me.
doing drugs, you're doing whatever. And you're too afraid to take control of your own life, to do the things that you want to do, maybe take that divorce and that marriage, do the things you want to do. Quit that job, go do what you actually want to go do. Start your business.
Out here spending
Start your business, because at the end of the day, you're hurting your kids, you're hurting your wife, whatever. It's not my business. I'm out here making my living.
Yeah, but we be feeling bad. We do. Yeah. And honestly, it's true. Like, I feel like, at least we do. Like, I feel like all strippers really do. Like, you're watching someone like who is clearly like depressed. Like, there are people who come to the strip club like regularly, like all the time, and they're married, they have a family, and like their wives either know or don't know. But it's like, damn, like, what are you looking for here? Like, it's just an endless, like, there's nothing here for you. It's just us. Like, we want to just take it's bad. It's not,
because it's like whatever you're looking for is within yourself.
It is.
And like get to the root of why you're so unhappy and why you need to be here so frequently instead of like being here so frequently. Go figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe everything exists for a reason, and that there's like a certain balance in the world, and that like you know, I've had times in my life where I needed to go just be irresponsible or do some stupid things to get my mind right. Or, you know, I have understanding for that or sympathy for, you know, we need to have places in this world to go and be vulnerable. And I think that's what strip clubs offer nowadays, is a safe place to go and just have a night off and not
Be
worry
yourself.
about, you know,
Or like have conversations. When you said
Have
be vulnerable, like
conversation.
a lot of these men, they probably have never said these things they say to you guys.
They
To
don't
anyone.
like
They don't have any.
Yeah.
They don't talk.
to anyone. They will never
A group of men. I don't even know what they talk about. Honestly, I would love to be a fly on the wall in a group of male
Yeah.
They're talking about sports. Oh, did you see this guy? Oh, did you see?
Or
But
like surface mundane.
when do you guys
Yes.
talk about yourselves?
100%. I've had men confide in me in the most crazy,
Yeah,
things.
they have no one else to talk to,
and they have no one else to talk to. They can't talk to their wife because their wife is worried about 100 million gazillion other things.
Yeah,
Their kids are their kids. Their friends are busy with their families.
yeah,
Their therapist cuts them off after an hour.
yeah, and it's
you
true.
know,
Yeah,
and
they
so
go through
we're
so
there at the
much.
strip club every night from 9 to 2 a.m. Come spend 5 hours and drink your
favorite
hours
drink.
away.
Yeah,
Away
talk with
and-
me.
And you know what? It is an outlet for a lot of people.
Yeah, you guys taught me some things today about the strip club that I did not know, especially when it comes to like male vulnerability, you know, the shadow band also, like not just about the strip club, but just how it has affected, you know, you as a business, you as a performer as well, and, you know, getting gigs and so forth. Like, I never really looked at it that deep, to be honest with y'all. Like, I was, all right, I'm shadow banned. I'm going to not post for a week and then I'll get back to it. But within not posting, like, you're losing out on, you know, viewers and what's what I'm looking for, opportunities and so forth, right? So I do want to thank y'all, you know, for that transparency and that openness on not just sharing the vision for your platform, but also like your experience, you know, like in what you guys do. Before we close up, I do want to ask y'all what has been on repeat for y'all. What have y'all been listening to? I imagine like being in the club, you hear all types of like, all types of music. So what's like your go-to? What has been your go-to lately?
Sativa.
Right now, Careless Whisper.
I'm trying. I feel like because we're always creating, we're always kind of like
It's that
on to the next song and like working in the club. Like I almost feel like I like my silence.
Yeah, we really we
That's
spend
a horrible
I'm not
answer.
gonna lie, we
Like,
spend
I
that's
like
real.
my silence. I really
we
don't
spend a lot of time in
listen
silence.
to music in my free time.
Yeah.
I'd say, I've been liking the new that new Kendrick song, like it's fire.
Not Like Us?
Yeah.
Oh, Not Like
Yeah.
Us has been okay. Yeah.
Anything else on repeat?
If it's silence, that's fine. Because that's what I
Yeah.
literally was like, you hear so much music
Yeah,
and you don't really
I don't
get
listen
to
to
choose
music
what
ever.
you
No,
hear.
we listen to rain sounds.
No,
Oh, that's what I go to bed to.
I'm obsessed. No, I will play rain sounds like so loud because I live in Jersey City where there's nothing but sirens and like I'm the kind of person like if I even hear like a pen drop, I will not
I'm up.
be able to sleep.
Same.
So I am a vampire, so I have to put rain sounds. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really listen to music. I don't watch TV. Like I don't really do anything. I'm so stimulated as a human being. Like my phone is always ringing. I always have something to do. So I feel like any moment where I could just sit in complete silence is a luxury. So like I really do maximize the fuck out of that.
I
Like
feel you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
love it.
Well, oh, sorry.
I just said silence.
Silence.
I'm thinking about that silence later tonight.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
I'm annoying. But I really do like my silence.
Me too. Love
I
it.
do too, dear. But this Lucky Day song had been stuck in my head, and it's like, get out. It's over.
Oh, I like that song.
No, he has a song called Get Out.
Isn't it called Get Out?
Not the one I've been listening
Day?
to.
Wait, isn't it?
There was
Dun,
a Lucky
dun,
Day
dun,
song
dun,
where we were
dun.
listening.
Isn't it that song?
Every time
That's Get Out, isn't it?
It's called Over.
Over.
Can I pick up
Get out. I thought it was Get Out. I don't know. But I love that song.
That's my shit. Like, I listen to that back to back to back.
Yeah,
to
I can
back.
listen to that too.
Nothing
I
else.
can't really. It's not coming to me.
I'm
Is it Get
thinking
Out
you.
or is it not?
No, the name.
It's like I thought it was
a little of it. I'm gonna have to.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's literally,
Hey.
literally. What is this? Not Like Us. Over single.
Oh, that song is-
Okay, wait. There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm familiar.
It is, yes. And I mean, it sounded just like that when I was.
You had me hearing over it. I heard it.
Yeah. That's my song.
When you know I can't have you. And then what do you mean? You keep on begging me, please. I must turn into a dream. I said to me, what do I say?
This is my shit.
I think I'm
That feeling is over.
over and over. You keep calling me back. I'm just trying to get closure. Yeah, that's my shit.
He's a Libra too. I'm screaming.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm supposed to do all his music.
I have a friend who used to date him. Anyway, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's my
I
song.
love it.
That's been on repeat for me. But before we close out, let them know where they can find your social media, like Meteor.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. My username is always I am Red Light with 2 D's. My website is redlighttherapy.com with 2 D's. If you want to follow our new platform, Instagram, the handle for that is Fuck the Shadow Ban with no U.
Got it. So FCK.
Yeah.
The Shadow Ban. And we're using this Instagram page as a campaign to raise support and funding for our new platform.
I love that.
You can find the website through our Instagram as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that, Red. Because I did tell y'all I'm a comedian.
Okay.
Okay. Did you take the 2 D's off your chest and put it in your name?
You know what? I think I did.
I'm
not gonna lie.
I ain't got no titties
You know
myself.
what?
Don't
You
be
came
fooled
up
by
with that
this
on the
bullshit.
spot?
Yeah, I did.
You're hilarious.
I'm a hot mess.
I'm like,
After
damn,
the tit
I didn't
story is
come ready for
iconic.
that.
That's really
Yeah, that's what it was.
was
I
really
thought about the guy saying no titties, and it's like,
So did you take
nigga, they in my name.
When I named myself Red with 2 D's, like I definitely had that in mind. I was like, well, if they're not here, they gotta be
My
mine.
name.
It was a part of the creation.
I be knowing. 'Cause that's how my brain
Iconic.
works. So
hilarious.
I honestly love how people pronounce it when it's spelled with 2 D's. Like they say it a certain way. It's
how?
like-
Tell me.
I don't know. I like
Red.
Sativah.
Red.
yeah,
Everybody
red.
always says it was like red.
red.
Because it's
Red.
like, yeah, I get it.
Got a red. You can find me on Instagram at I am Sativah. And through there, you can really find me on Twitter. You can find me everywhere. But I am Sativah with an H at the end.
Yep. No underscores.
Nothing.
Oh, y'all good.
Period.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you, ladies.
You could also find me on Cash App or Venmo at I am Sativah. Just saying.
Spend that
I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm just joking.
No, don't.
Actually,
Y'all are funny. Thank y'all for joining me. Again, thank y'all for y'all
you so
transparency.
much.
thank you
You're
so much for
welcome.
having us.
I
Yes.
really enjoy having you guys.
Yay.
And honesties, I will see you all next week. Okay, tune in every Friday. I know I keep saying Wednesdays, but honestly though, I just can't keep up with a Wednesday. Like I'm busy, so every Friday, new episode. All right. Until next time.
Bye.